But before I hop right into this video, I'd like to give a shout out to the sponsor of this video, SeatGeek. Now, I know you guys have already heard of this app, but if you haven't, I would highly recommend you guys go check it out. SeatGeek is the app that takes out confusion out of buying a ticket. Be it a game, Broadway show, concert, whatever the case may be, they got you. And they even give you an out of 10 scoring on each ticket to know if you're getting a good or a bad deal. Green good, red bad. And if you're still kind of iffy on it, if you use my promo code ModernHoops, you'll get $20 off your first purchase, and there will be a link to it in the description box below. And remember, if you use my promo code ModernHoops, you'll get $20 off your first purchase, so go check them out.
So Isaiah Thomas has been on the roller coaster these last couple of years. A lot of things have not been going his way, and at his height being 5'9", if things aren't going the right way, then it's going to be tough in the league. But just to give y'all a quick reminder of, what's been happening or what's happened to Isaiah Thomas these last couple of years. After averaging 30 points and leading the Celtics to the Eastern Conference Finals during the 2016-2017 NBA season, Isaiah Thomas was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And the biggest reason why he was traded to the Cavs was because of the hip injury he suffered in the postseason. Now, instead of seeking medical attention immediately, he continued to play on that injured hip, which probably made it a lot worse. Also, at that time, nobody really thought much of that injury, but this injury would prove to be very serious for Isaiah Thomas. Now, Isaiah Thomas's time in Cleveland didn't quite go so well. He only played 15 games with the Cavs and was traded to the Lakers mid-season. And on the Lakers, he only played 17 games with them, and yeah, he didn't really accomplish much there also. But this was a contract year for Isaiah Thomas, and after missing a lot of time during the season with that hip injury and underperforming with the Cavs, teams were, reluctant in giving him that big contract that he really wanted. And not to mention that 5'9" is a huge defensive liability, and it also didn't help that there were still reports that he was still dealing with that injured hip at that time. So after not receiving many offers, he decided to sign a one-year deal with the Denver Nuggets, and it mostly had to do with Michael Malone and the history those two had back in their Sacramento days. But the Nuggets just didn't have any room for Isaiah Thomas because they were already playing four guards in Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, Monte Morris, and Malik Beasley at that time. So he was mostly just a bench rider for the Nuggets last season and a veteran presence on the team. But this past offseason, the Wizards decided to give Isaiah Thomas the chance or opportunity that he's been looking for since he left the Celtics or got traded. Now, since they were lacking in guard depth with John Wall still recovering from his torn Achilles, they signed Isaiah Thomas to a one-year deal. But now that we're all caught up, before I go any further, if you guys do enjoy this video, please leave a like, share, and subscribe for more dope NBA content. We are on that grind for 30k subscribers, and don't forget to hit that bell to stay notified when I post a brand new fire video, and give your boy a follow on the gram. But with all that out of the way, let's get back into this video. Now, Isaiah Thomas would end up playing 40 games with the Wizards this season, and in those games he averaged 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists a game. Now, at face value, it may not seem like much or anything spectacular, but Isaiah Thomas arguably had the best shooting year of his career. He shot 41% from the 3 on almost 5 attempts a game, and also shot 41% from the field. But with that being said, just watching Isaiah Thomas play, it tells a whole different story. He just simply doesn't look the same. Athletically, he doesn't look the same. And he also struggles to get to the rim and finish among trees with the same effectiveness he had in his prime. Back when he was on the Celtics, he just seemed much quicker and agile and could finish over almost anybody. But now he relies much more on his jump shot to score, and when it's not falling, he wasn't much effective in any other way. And as far as defense, I'm not gonna say a lot there. Let's just say it's the same as it's always been. At 5'9", there's only so much you could do to be effective on that end of the floor. So basically, Isaiah Thomas's offense wasn't good enough to offset his defensive shortcomings. He wasn't having much of an impact on the court. Also, mixed with the fact that, he's already 31, which is kind of old in NBA years, and the only real good Isaiah Thomas was doing for the team was being a good veteran presence. So all that combined the Wizards elected to trade Isaiah Thomas during the trade deadline to the Los Angeles Clippers in return for some young talent, and from there on, the Clippers would end up cutting Isaiah Thomas. So, what's next for Isaiah Thomas? Now, unfortunately, this might be the last time we'll see Isaiah Thomas in the NBA, or at the very least get any consistent minutes. Once again, Isaiah Thomas is already 31, and at 5'9", he's just too much of a defensive liability, and right now Isaiah Thomas is at the point where his offense is just not good enough to overthrow or overlook his bad defense. And Isaiah Thomas is someone that needs the ball to be effective. Also, free agency hasn't been kind to Isaiah Thomas these last couple of years, so just judging from that, it's hard to see any team giving him a shot once again at consistent minutes, especially once again looking at the most recent run he had with the Wizards this season. But with that being said, knowing Isaiah Thomas, he probably thinks that, he's still able to contribute, and if Carmelo Anthony can find a roster in the league, then I know some people might think Isaiah Thomas can too, maybe as a backup point guard. But even if Isaiah Thomas does end up finding another roster spot, I don't think it'll be anything consistent and might have him more as a veteran role model on the team. But once again, just looking at how free agency has treated Isaiah Thomas these past few years and seeing where he's at now, Isaiah Thomas's career just maybe might be over. But it's just crazy to see how things can change so fast in a couple of years. Now, just looking back, nobody would have ever thought Isaiah Thomas would be in the position that he is in right now. This man was really averaging 30 points at one time and was an MVP candidate. And it's just crazy to see how far, just a player could fall in just a couple of years. But with that being said, let me hear y'all's thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think Isaiah Thomas will have another shot in the NBA with another team? Or do you think his career might be over with? Once again, let me know why or why not. But if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share, and subscribe for more dope NBA content. Once again, we are on that grind for 30k sub, and don't forget to hit that bell to stay notified when I post a brand new fire video, and give your boy a follow on the gram. But guys, that will be all for today, and I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you all later. Peace.